Hey everyone, this is Noble. I'm the interviewer in this video. I wanted to just give you a disclaimer. We had poor connection, so the audio and the video is not the greatest. Also, Camryn does an original performance at the very end of this video that you may want to tune in to the very end to check out. Hope you enjoy the video. Perfect. Awesome. Camryn, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm so excited for this interview.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
So wow, like you have had a lot happening. So
Yeah.
okay, so let's start with some easy questions, and then I'll work my way into the well, I think it's all fun for me because it's, I
Yeah.
love, interviewing, homeschool kids and challenge kids and stuff like that. So can you share how long have you been homeschooling, Camryn? And yeah, let's start with that one.
So I was pulled out of public school right after the first semester of second grade. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
Okay, so and you're in what grade now?
So I decided to graduate a year early, so I'm actually a senior right now.
Oh, right
But
on.
my age group is like juniors, like they're finishing their junior year.
Got it. Okay, so you've been homeschooling since second grade, and how long have you been with Classical Conversations?
So I did classical conversations like the very start. Like that's the first thing we did when we started homeschooling.
And how did you like it? Did you dig it?
Yeah, I did. Honestly, the like classical conversations. And I like classical conversations. Yeah, I did. The friends that I had in that class, I had for like 8 years, and they're like my best friends. So yeah, and my teachers were always the best, like my other moms. So yeah, I loved it.
Oh, your tutors and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Well, that's neat that you're still friends and connected to all your homies and stuff. That's awesome. How did you like being homeschooled?
I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to, but I've learned to like balance like social life and like being at home during school. It definitely has given me a lot of flexibility on my schedule. And when I was little, they gave me a lot of flexibility, like play outside and like do the things like I really wanted to do. Like nobody wants to like be doing school for however long every day. So I definitely saw the benefit of it.
That's awesome. When did you discover your gift of performing and singing and playing guitar and all that stuff?
Okay, so I pretty much sang my whole life. My parents are worship leaders, so I was kind of sitting around the house with them or singing at church with them, and it wasn't. I was like 8 years old. My mom kind of looked at me when I was singing. She told me the story all the time. She like looked at my dad, like she like sounds kind of good. Like she like, has a good voice for an 8-year-old. And then she brought me to my dad's old vocal coach, who's like one of our really close family friends, and she was pretty much like, listen to her, like tell me if I'm just being crazy or whatever. And then she listened, she's like, no, she really has something. And so then she was my voice teacher up until I was 14. So she was my voice teacher for 16 years, or maybe even 7. Or wait, she's not 16 years, 6 years. 6 years, because I'm almost 17. So she was my voice teacher until I was like 14 or 15. So yeah.
Wow. So early on, you discovered this gift, and you've been rocking your voice coach.
I definitely feel like the fact that I'm very flexible in my schedule has allowed me to work on my music a lot. And I thought that going into something so social would make me like kind of scared because I haven't been surrounded by a lot of like a lot of people all the time. But I've just kind of like adapted. I This is something I really never realized because I'd never been in those public school like or like I guess even middle school and high school like worlds, I guess, that I've assumed the best about people because a lot of people in the public school world can be mean or harsh or whatever, you know what I mean? And I never really experienced any of that. So I want to say it's kind of made me naive in the best way. Like I don't assume people are mean. I don't assume that people are like bullies or anything like that. So that's definitely something that I've like benefited homeschooling like in this journey. Okay, yes, I definitely think that all those years of music and songs and just kind of standing up in front of like even like 5 people in class, like I've learned to just kind of be okay on stage and like just not be nervous in front of people, because like doing these presentations, it brought me into theater. Honestly, I kind of realized that like when we would do songs for history or timeline, I was kind of like, oh, I love this. And I was like, I want to do theater. And then theater kind of led me to like really enjoy music. And so I think everything has really stemmed from just kind of growing up like in like we always would use songs for everything because of classical conversations. Everything had a song, and I could like in 1492, you know what I mean? Like all those are like in my brain. So just like learning the songs, getting up in front of people, just kind of taking the time and realizing, yeah, it might be like a class of 6 uh, 11-year-olds, but it's still important and I still want to like do my best. So yeah, that's definitely helped me. I was DM'd on Instagram by a producer with American Idol, yeah. And I did not want, honestly, I did not want to do it at all, just because like I am a worship leader, and I was like kind of looked at American Idol, I was like, oh, like this is kind of like the opposite direction where I want to go. And my parents were like, you're literally about to graduate, like you need to take opportunities, like that this could lead to something awesome, like doesn't have to be the end of worship, like this could like be the beginning of it, you know what I mean? And so I kind of pretty much was dragged to the first audition, kicking and screaming. But then I realized like after that audition, and then when I went to the first one you see on TV, like the one in front of the judges, I just kind of like was able to talk to people about Jesus and pray with people and like make friends. Obviously, I think that I could actually be a missionary in this mission field of people who are be an example of. I learned that I am a light, honestly, like being told actually like a lot of the minors in like for American Idol, like the kids who are younger than 18, they're mostly girls, and just getting able like being able to talk to them and like share like my relationship with the Lord with them, they all were telling me like how much I lifted them up and how much just, and I knew I was like, no, like this is God through me, like y'all are saying that I did this, but like I don't want to be like, no, it's not me, because that would kind of be like throwing them off. But they were just like, I can totally like see your humility and your spirit, and like, and even like some of the girls were like, just hearing you talk about God makes me like want to know him more, and that was really amazing. And like I just kind of realized like I never was put in the position to be bold in my faith, and that was definitely a position to be very bold, and talking about it on TV and like literally like it was just crazy. But I've just learned that I am not as shy, I guess, or afraid, you know, as I would say I thought I was. But so I'd say the most challenging aspect was not getting caught up in the the anxiety. There was a lot of anxiety there, just because like everyone's like, we're about to go on stage, we're about to sing, like I'm so nervous, I'm so scared, and I'm like, they're like, this is my dream, like if I don't go through, I go home to nothing. And I'm like I don't want to worry like that. Like I don't want to like be anxious, or like God tells us not to be anxious and not to worry about like tomorrow. So that was just kind of something I was trying not to do, was get caught up in the hype. My mom asks me this question like every day. It's like, what do you imagine for yourself? I definitely not what anyone would think. I love music and I love singing and writing music, but one of my biggest desires is to be a wife. So that's honestly something I see myself even doing in the next 2-3 years. Yeah, I would love to be a wife, and maybe not in 5 years be a mom, but I don't know, probably not. But no, I'd love to be a worship leader. I'd love to be a worship leader at my local church, wherever God plants me, honestly. In the light of marriage, you follow your husband wherever they go. So wherever I end up, I want to use my gifts. Like the behind the scenes stuff, like we would just, like me and like, I hung out with the minors a lot because we would have to do school, and like we were just kind of like a group. Um, and so honestly, just hanging out with them and like making jokes, and some of the filming stuff was fun that we did, and I think getting ready for like the performances was fun. It was like everyone over here was like crying because there's no nervous, and I'm like kind of like excited, and I'm like, oh, this is fun, and just because I wasn't like super like nervous about the outcome, I was like, if I go through the next round, that's awesome. If I don't go through the next round, like that's awesome too. Like I don't like the Lord will have His way, and so yeah, I just think behind the scenes stuff with all my friends was really fun. Tell them not to underestimate themselves, because I think as homeschool kids we definitely can. I think we assume that because we weren't put in the public school or even private school place where there's a ton of kids, that we're not prepared for the outside world. And I think if you look at it correctly, and if your parents are teaching you well, that you can honestly go like full force for your dreams, and not be like, just be who you are. Honestly, I just think knowing who you are as a person and as a believer, I think sets you up for success, because everyone else is or it either sets you up for success or it sets you up for failure. But failure doesn't always mean, some people see failure as like, oh, like they didn't win American Idol, so they failed, you know what I mean? Like, or they didn't win like Dancing with the Stars or whatever, like they didn't win that, so that's failure. But no, like if you are who you are, like if you just stay true to what the Lord told you to do and who you are, that's not failure. Even if you don't win, and even if you get cut, like that's not failure, that's still success. So I think just realizing who you are before you knowing who you are before you like go for your dreams is really important, just so you are a solid person and not easily molded. Because I think that is what people in even in Hollywood, they're looking for someone that can mold into that person. And as Christians, we don't believe in that. We believe in we are made in the image of God, so we need to be like God and not be like the world. So just like being already cooked clay. We don't have to answer that one. They can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So my Instagram is Camryn Music. That's my Instagram. My Twitter is Camryn LS Music. I think my Facebook is Camryn Lee Smith. I don't really know. My mom runs my Facebook. All my music's on Spotify or wherever anybody listens to music, like Amazon. So, yeah. Can I sing an original? Is that cool? Yeah. Okay. This is Beautiful Mistake, and this one's also on Spotify or Amazon or wherever you listen to music. So. Days I'll wait to see face drown my sorrows in my case. When it used to be, but now I'm alone in the crowd of dead. you hid your tears from me. Oh, sad that you kept a smiling face. Lonely, but you never asked for my love. Pain, but I never felt you wait. Empty, but I could never feel you. Maybe this was a beautiful mistake. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for interviewing me. It was really fun, actually. I was expecting like a homeschool mom to pop up on here, but no, we got some exciting people on the Classical Conversations board. Awesome. Okay, you have a great day. And yeah, thank you so much. Okay, bye.